Good morning, good afternoon, perhaps good evening, depending on where you're watching this and when. I hope you have something delicious. I sure do. It's actually around, it's like 3:15 right here in Amsterdam, and it's actually my first cup of coffee of the day, so I'm really going to enjoy this. I had a very busy morning today. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Ah, oof, so nice. Ah, delicious. Hey, first of all, I want to thank you all for watching yesterday and all the enthusiasm around the interview with Will Harris of the Sea Explorer Yacht Club de Monaco. I got so many thankful emails and comments, and just wanted to say thank you all for your support. I have like really puts a smile on my face. And I have actually, yesterday I had 1, but as of today I have actually 3 more interviews just like that planned. So, you know, your enthusiasm works, and, you know, it brings people closer together, I guess. So look forward to some more interesting talks with very interesting people about very interesting sailing technology. And so after the very long episode yesterday, let's get straight to the point today and dive into the tracker here, because actually things are quite interesting. As we see now, we have both of the leaders really going very slowly. Both the Pivia and Linked Out, of course, ran into a technical problem yesterday. Hasn't broken one of his foils completely off, but has very likely hit something in the water. And yeah, unsure what the status exactly is of Thomas Rouillon right now, but going very slowly, probably trying to effect some repairs, but also just right in the middle of the high pressure there, so not much wind for him to start with, and it's coming out of the wrong direction for both of the gentlemen right now. So even though they're both clearly in the lead, they're definitely not really in a good, advantageous position right now. And so let's hope, of course, that Thomas is able to effect repairs and get his ship on the way again, just like Alex did before. He also posted a message yesterday that the beast is fully fixed and up and running again.
Hi everybody, well, the repairs are over. Yeah, now that's a big milestone for me. It took an awful lot longer than I thought. It seems like an age ago, Saturday when it happened, and I thought perhaps a couple of days work maybe, but it's dragged on for sure. But I finished just in the nick of time a few hours ago. Now the breeze is up, the boat's going fast. First time been doing over 20 knots since Saturday morning, so feels great.
So yeah, very happy to see that he's back in the race, and let's hope that Linked Out will do the same. Now I do think that Pivia is going to stay in the lead and, you know, come out of this into the nice Southern Ocean winds eventually. But we have to give it to Bureau Valedeux and our very own Sam Davies on Initiative Scur, because even though effectively her spot in the ranking right now is a 9 and 8, I would say it is deceptively so, because they are definitely both in a very good position, possibly the best position right now, to really start, you know, making way, putting the speed on, and then really, you know, very quickly making their way into the general classement and pick off some places. So we'll see how this develops. I ran it actually into predict wind, so I'll take you into my screen here. And as you can see, looking at the courses for those two, we see that pretty much everybody who is a little bit more to the north and a little bit more to the east is wind-wise just not in such a favorable position as Bureau Valedeux and Initiative Scur right there. And if we actually run the prediction, we see that for now it still stays that way until So we're about at Friday around 6. That's when both of the sort of the rest of the field that's a little bit more up is going to get more wind. But until then, they basically have it for themselves. And as you can see, pretty much later today, they're going to hit the really strong winds, and they're going to be with those winds all the way from then on, and doesn't look at all like it's going to let up at any point. So from then on, it's just going to be epic Southern Ocean sailing, just, you know, right away. Now, when we run that same story for Apivia, we see that they still have quite a bit of southerning to do before they really get into those same strong winds. And yeah, so pretty much you know, great sailing from then on. And that basically means that you know, as we already discussed yesterday and the day before, that through the gyrations of this particular system, I think we're finally going to arrive in a situation where we're going to have Apivia and probably LinkedIn number 1 and 2, depending on if LinkedIn is able to still keep on the speed. And right behind them, we're probably going to see Bureau Vallée 2 and Initiatives Kerr, and right behind there in 5th place, Alex Thompson. And probably behind that, we're going to have Paprika, PRB, and the Sea Explorer, with Boris very coolly right now actually being in the 4th place in the race. Really nice, but of course, unfortunately, he's very much on the wrong side of the weather system still. So I would say looks like he's in 4th, but not actually really in 4th for much longer, I think. So yeah, probably a day and a half from now or something, I think we're all going to see them basically move to position somewhere here, and I think they'll be pretty close together. So there's still a lot more length, a lot more miles to sail for the second group that is like more to the west. The Easter group has a much shorter path, but for now at least that path is still a lot slower, and so I think the two are just going to cancel each other out, and we're going to see them arrive, I think, around the Cape pretty close together, unless we maybe have some extra surprises, perhaps with, you know, more boats developing, you know, different issues as we go into the Southern Ocean. Because this is a transitional day. It is the first day that all of the front of the group is going to move into the Southern Ocean. And that's the first time, and it's right away a really strong system that they're running into. So the real test of the reliability of the boats is coming now. And I think that that is something that, well, we've seen the breakage of the mast on Coram. And as I discussed yesterday with Will of the Sea Explorer, of course, all of the boats that, you know, have the same mast that Coram has are logically a little bit nervous about there, because it's still not clear what exactly the problem was, and they're all carrying the same mast. At the same time, you know, we have several boats that have affected already some repair. Of course, most prominently we have Alex with, you know, let's be honest, some pretty major structural damage, and he's fixed it now, but yeah, will that be able to stand up to the brutal violence that the boat is about to get into with the Southern Ocean? Because in general, they're moving into a part of the ocean where there is more or less always waves that are at least, you know, 2-3 meters, you know, when they're kind of at their smallest, and you know, up to 10 or sometimes even more at their worst. And so from now on, even though they are sailing downwind, so as far as slamming, it should be relatively okay, but they're obviously going to be surfing these waves and slamming into the crests of the waves as they bottom out all the time. And that's really going to put maximum pressure on exactly kind of the bow action and bow problems that Alex had. And of course we see a lot of small breakages in some of the other boats, mast problems, halyard lock problems for the J2s. With several of the boats. Now we have linked in with a foiling problem right before the Southern Ocean. So I think what I'm personally watching for the most is that over this entry into the Southern Ocean, it's going to be real interesting to see how the different boats absorb the shock of moving from this very light kind of period of 3-4 days of relatively light winds that they've had now, nice weather, sunshine, etc., into weather that, well, maybe they still have some sun, but the wind will be intense, the waves will be intense, the water is going to be a lot colder. And so, yeah, the transition for all of the sailors will be strong. Psychologically, it will be a real shift also from all of the different trials and tribulations that they've gone through now to the much more stable environment of the Southern Ocean, but also the much more for the most part, extreme environment of the Southern Ocean. And so...
It's very sunny behind us, but not in front. And the sun is right at the edge of the cloud bank. Look here. Clouds. There's the sun. And clouds all the way to the horizon. On the set picture, it looks like we have overcast sky from here now on for quite a while. So supposedly the last 10 minutes of sun, I quite enjoyed it. Talk later, ciao.
Yeah, we'll see over the next 48 hours how all of the gentlemen and gentlewomen hero sailors will take to this. And for my part, I'm kind of hoping for a little bit of a surprise from Sam Davis right now, from Initiative Skur. I mean, I think it's amazing that she's been able, through all of this, to get herself into such a favorable position. 9th in the overall ranking, you know, according to the official numbers. But if we look at the situation as it is right now, she is actually, together with Bureau Valédé, in one of the most favorable positions. And if she plays her cards right and, you know, maybe takes a little risk here, she could very well end up in 3rd place, one of our favorites that we kept our eye on from the start. And yeah, that would be really cool, right? It would be, would also be the first time here now that we see one of the ladies in the race, you know, enter the top 3, which I think would be really, really cool to see. And also with a previous generation modified boat, so that would be really cool also. And yeah, so if this all translates into a PVA on 1, linked out on number 2, and Initiative Skur with Sam Davis in place 3, probably with Bureau Valédé and Alex Thompson very hot on her heels. But yeah, I think that would be something really fun to wake up to around Sunday or something like that. Don't you guys agree? Something else I want to talk about today is the start of the Jules Verne, because this is also a very exciting sailing race that has started this week. And basically it started several days ago, as in that the boats were allowed to go. But this particular race is rather special because it's a record race. And so Jules Verne, it's all in the title, his famous book, you know, Around the World in 80 Days. Now, the 80 days record has long been broken. That's, I guess, how all of this started. But the current record is actually, you can see it here behind me, is held by Francis Juin with the ID Sport in 2017 in 40 days. And it says 23 hours and 30 minutes and 30 seconds, so around the world in 40 days. And over the last 48 hours or so, 2 more boats have left the coast of France to start making their way. As you can see here, they also have a beautiful handy tracker here for the Jules Verne. And so we have the IDEX Sport, so that's the previous record holder. And we have the Edmund de Rothschild Maxi that is trying to break that record, and looks like they're well on their way at this point. These boats, of course, are a lot bigger. They're the Super Maxis, as they're called, so huge trimarans, incredibly fast. Right now, we can see an average speed of 29 and 32. Well, they call it NDS, but I guess it's just the French for knots. So absolutely stunning. I mean, these are some of the fastest, biggest boats that are in existence, as you can see on the video here. And yeah, so over the next, well, I guess less than 40 days, we will see them make this journey. And at some point, we will see these guys overtake the Vendee Globe. So as extreme and as fast as they are, unless you know, something happens and they have to abort the race for weather or anything like that, we will see that this boat will actually pass the Vendee Globe at some point. So that's just a short update on the fact that they started. I'll dive into the technology and some of the cool aspects of these boats also over the next few days in some of the later updates, but that's it for today. So thank you guys all for watching again. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Be sure to like, subscribe, make sure to hit the like, the bell. And if you want to support the channel, go to seawolvestv.com and you can find more info. Oh, and also a question, somebody asked me, where can I always find the newest show? Because apparently sometimes it's not always clear on YouTube what the newest episode is. Basically on the YouTube channel we have an upload stream and a daily like full episode stream. And the newest one always appears on the top of that stream. Or you can go to the website, seawolvestv.com. We have a player there right on the front page. And the premiere, so the live show, what's happening right now, it's always, it always gets to the top of that player. So if you just go to the website and refresh it around like 3 or 3:30 or something like that Amsterdam time, you should always see the premiere appear there, and that's always the latest up and coming episode. So I hope that, you know, solves that for you. Again, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the amazing support yesterday. Looking forward to making more shows like that, and I'll see you tomorrow.